Welcome to the Crimson Room or something like that.
Ada. Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi. Welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Ada. Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Dazan. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
It's fine, no worries.
Any better?
Oh, that sounds better.
Okay, cool, because I turned the sensitivity down to next to nothing.
Okay, good. Then it goes quiet when you do something. It does go quiet when I do something? Interesting. Alright, let me ask my man on the inside. Ikigai, how is the sound sounding? How is the sound sounding? Ha, that's a sentence. Alright, leave it there, he says. Is that perfect volume for both me and her? This is I love these little imperfections in the beginning of a stream, especially a podcast.
Blurbs are great.
It gives it character. It gives it character, I say.
Absolutely.
Oh Lord.
What are we drinking today? I see the wine on the table.
Ah yes, this is a nice. I like red wine, so it's a nice bottle of Vampire de l'eau.
It sounds awfully nice.
It does sound awfully nice, but it's really cheap wine. It's cheap vampire wine.
Who cares? Who cares if it's cheap? The cheaper the better, baby.
The cheap vampire wine. Okay, I turned you up a little bit more. I don't want it to peak too much.
Better.
You're good now. All right, let me just tweak it a little bit more. I'm gonna stretch the boat. This should do it. He said it's good now. Okay. So again, for the third time, so that way the audience can hear you. Introduce yourself, because I'm gonna edit this all out on YouTube.
My name is. It's okay. My name is Leyuna Lightwind. I am a elf/wolf princess VTuber from another realm.
Yay! I'm just so happy to have a new guest. I'm happy to have a guest that I just met. It's so nerve-wracking. When you have friends do it, it's a lot easier. But when you have people like you're just meeting, it causes the nerves.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I want to get into these questions because I have a lot of these questions I want to ask, and I will redeem the points later after a couple questions. So no judgment here. But I was going to ask you, what inspired your model design? Like, what inspired the aesthetic of the elf wolf princess?
I'd like to comment really quick that the stream is buffering on my screen. Not sure if it's buffering for everybody else. Plus, we had auto redeems.
Don't worry about those. Don't worry about those. Those will be done later.
Oh, okay. So what essentially inspired my character design is I have always been a very, just fascinated with fantasy creatures, elves, fairies, just all sorts of stuff. And I've always loved wolves since I was little. So I've just always been smitten with the idea of fantasy worlds. I grew up playing video games and watching Studio Ghibli and anime. And anime was actually how I ended up learning how to read.
Really?
Yeah, my dad started showing me anime and stuff, and I could never really follow along. So he'd do some in English, but then he would switch it back on me, keep the subtitles on, and that would help me kind of learn how to differentiate words. Um, but yeah, wolves have always been my favorite animal, and I was recently I recently started playing D&D, but I was uh, introduced to it fairly young, and I began trying to flesh out my first character without even having the chance to play until literally a couple of weeks ago. And Leyuna was born. That's where she came from. I made a druid, and it's been great.
Okay, wow, that's I would because you really answered a good amount that I was going to ask because I was going to ask about the name and the overall aesthetic. Um, I really do like the name Leyuna. I don't know why about it. It works so well.
It's something very ethereal in a way, but also like rooted as well. Like it's hard to describe.
I get that. Guys, again, I know that it's gonna be buffering right now. The stream is gonna be very scuffed. I apologize. I have no idea
And we
why.
can always do it again. I'm always down for it. It's fine.
Oh no, no worries. I think it's just the environment that I'm in right now. It's very much it's a very much hard networking to do around here, but with I was gonna ask about the color scheme too. Like you're using a lot of really like earth tony colors. Is that supposed to go more with like the whole like for like the elf and wolf aesthetic, where it's more like these are foresty kind of like fair like fey kind of style creatures?
Yeah. So I've always loved the color green. It's always kind of differentiated between like red and purple back when I was younger, but I've more or less settled on green. And I love plants. I love being out in nature. I could do without the bugs, but everything else is great. And I'm all about medieval times, the whole corset era, and having that mixed in with the fantasy adventure era. It's just beautiful to me. I actually do archery in real life, so the bracers have something to do with that. And I actually have Nordic runes incorporated on my corset as well. If anybody ever goes to my Twitter or my Instagram, they can zoom in on the corset and see them. But it's Ewas, Ansus, and Algis for protection. And yeah, it's really, really cool.
This makes me want to play D&D like more often. Like I've only played like a couple times back like in like early college, and I actually really didn't do it. There is an allure to D&D that is just like a very like, again, it's RPG. You're in character, or you can just play a character. Like I don't know. It's a lot more fun playing with. I would say it's a lot more fun playing with friends, but I think there's people who do want to incorporate like a very like, oh well, we're doing it this way, so we don't want to don't break character. And I think that kind of stuff often ostracizes like beginners, because I know for a fact, like for me going in, I felt a little ostracized when people are like, well, we do things this way, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't know how things go, but I'm willing to learn your way.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I really love the color green. It's the color of nature, luck, prosperity. Like it means a lot of different things. It means positive vibes and money in some cases. So, I just feel like it fits in pretty well with, everything that I'm trying to achieve and what I look forward to in life.
I see. Again, it's a really good color. I mean, I personally am a red person, as you can kind of see.
I see. I see.
But keep going on forward. I was gonna ask, like, when it comes to being like a VTuber, like, did you find that more alluring and interesting than being like a regular like face cam or IRL streamer?
So I love being a VTuber. It's amazing. And like I've always struggled with a lack of self-esteem. I was bullied a lot throughout my school years. and it made it really hard to love myself and stay motivated to do much of anything, let alone stream. I think that's part of the reason why I love non-human characters so much, is they aren't considered reality, which is where all my trauma had come from. But being able to put on the face and tell the stories that make me happy every day gives me the freedom to express my inner self to those who would otherwise pay me no mind. I tend to be hard on myself, and all my friends and my husband would say I'm beautiful, as they always do. Sometimes I see it, sometimes it's hard, but I'm learning to love myself more every day. And, when I streamed previously, I only streamed gameplay. I didn't even own a face cam. So either way, I'm happy where I am and who I'm becoming, both as a VTuber and as a person. But definitely the allure is there.
Oh, wow, that's surprising. I'm not too much of a face cam person myself. Like, I tried it, but it was one of those things where, like, I couldn't find the right angle. Like, every angle I was like, like, I look so bored. I think that's what I really have like a nitpick with, is the fact that I nitpick myself when I'm like, why do you look so bored in that stance? Or what if I change the camera here and I'm like, I keep looking at the camera. Like, it really does it does infuriate me.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I have a hard time keeping up the energy because, like, most people nowadays have a lot of anxiety, and everything drains your social battery. And especially streaming, trying to entertain a whole bunch of people for an extended period of time, it can be very emotionally taxing.
Yeah, that is that is an understatement. I think a lot of people who are on the outside, who haven't streamed or haven't had the chance to stream yet, they don't really see, or they don't, until they stream, I would argue they don't know how, like, emotionally, physically exhausting this can be. Because you're thinking, all I gotta do is, like, be on the computer and play video games for like an hour or two, or even 6. I can do that. But when you have to, like, when you really realize your personality wise, when you know that there's people watching you, there is this like pressure that you're like, wait, I don't want to sound like I'm doing nothing. And then when you get in your head, then it just all starts like replicating through your entire body. And you're like, well, I shouldn't have said that, or I should have talked more in this, or I don't want to, like, just be babbling, or I've been circling around that topic forever. Like, it does get,
no, I feel you.
Yeah. But so how long have you been a VTuber?
So let's see. My friend Lily, who is actually watching right now,
Hi, Lily.
introduced me to it. I want to say, excuse me. I think it's been close to a year now. It's been maybe 8 or 9 months or so. It actually was a lot longer than I thought it was.
Wow.
So, yeah, and in the first, I want to say 6 months, I had accumulated 280 hours in VRoid Studio.
Oh, 280
Yeah,
hours?
yes, and a lot of my hard drives have mostly VRoid PNGs on them. It's a lot. No, I love doing it. Like, I make models for my friends sometimes, and a lot of people are like, you should do commissions. I'm like, but a lot of this stuff is free assets that I find, and I just make a simple model, and I'm not very, like, artistically inclined. And I mean, if I had a tablet, things would be so much easier, but the one that I have is really old.
Oh my, wow. But you know what? I feel like that goes with a lot of people who have fun making models in general. The ones who have the most fun are the ones that usually make some of the best models ever, but they're the ones who are always like, well, I don't want to charge anybody. I'm like, you should. You make, like, really, if you can make a good model, why not? I always argue, like, why not profit from it in a reasonable way? But I feel like there's a lot of humbleness when it comes to, like, model makers that I really do appreciate, especially like this model here. This one was created by a good friend of mine, Luna Aoi, who just saw me streaming and was like, hey, you look like you need a new model. And I was like, you know what, I do need a new model. And then she was like, all right, perfect, I got you, say less. And in a day and a half, she was able to make my make 2 of my forms. And I was like, wow, like, I did not expect it to be that fast. I didn't expect it to look so good. And it just goes to show, like, when it comes to you guys, like, you guys have, I get it, there's that humbleness. Like we're not truly drawing it or anything, but it does take a special eye to like capture somebody's best features or like their like what they see or what they're hoping for. And I would argue, yeah, you guys should give yourselves a pat on your back, because that is a very difficult thing to do.
It definitely takes some time. I found myself for about 2 hours yesterday making one for my brother. He's my real life brother. And we
Shout out to him.
Azura.
Shout out to Azura.
He's great. He's actually he's autistic and has ADHD, and a lot of people like to pick on him. And then it's only after they learn that he has autism and ADHD that they actually start to be a little more understanding. And I think that's a really sad thing, that it takes a diagnosis for people to be nice to others. But I mean, my brother's great. We streamed Astroneer yesterday.
Ooh.
And he did a bunch of weird things that I never knew he could do, and it made me a little uncomfortable when he started doing a girl voice.
Your brother can do a girl voice?
He can. It's so bad.
Like how good? I'm curious. Like a scale of 1 to 10.
So I really thought that there was another female in the chat yesterday. I was like, who was that? What's happening? And he was just doing like ara-aras and like nyans and just all the anime girl noises. it was something else.
Speaking of ara-aras, I have to redeem some points, so I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ara-aras. That being said,
so you get 3, I get 3.
Oh, perfect. I can do 3. Okay, so let's make this a little fun. Do you have a character that you enjoy that you would think would make a good ara-ara for a male?
Let's see. Can you try and do like Kirito?
Kirito? Oh man, I love his voice actor. Ara asana.
That's awesome. Oh my god. I want to preface that I recently got over COVID and I'm still kind of sick, so my voice is a little on the toaster oven side.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. So let me see. We'll do a tag team. We'll go back and forth. It'll be like popcorn reading. So for you to do an ara-ara, let me see if a decent female character. Have you like? This is so bad. Have you ever seen Taiga from Torodora?
Oh my god! Hold on.
Can you try to do Taiga?
I'm gonna try to hear her voice really quick, and then I will try to mimic it, because I'm not just gonna go in blind here. Give me just a second. I love Toradora.
Who doesn't? Toradora is so good. I fucking love it.
Hold on. Okay. Ara.
Oh, what? That was so good. That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
Oh my lord. All right. Do you have another male character that you would prefer me to try?
Have you watched Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yes, I have.
Can you do Gojo?
Gojo. Ara.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what's another one? I'm trying to think of a Sundere character that's like really like always angry.
Oh Lord.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, I know one. It's not Sundere, but do you do you know Rias Grimoire from
Oh my god, I love Rias. Dude. Hold on. Ara.
Yo, that was good. Oh, it was so good.
You say.
Oh, that was perfect. All right.
Dude, I love Rias's English voice actress. I don't usually listen to anime in English, but she's from Dallas, okay? I'm in Texas. She's from Dallas, Texas, and she also voices Ellie in Borderlands, which my husband pointed out to me, and she also does the dog mate that goes a woof Overlord. And my husband and I will have this like tendency to go back and forth on different animes and be like, I know that voice, and we'll look it up and we'll go through all the characters that they play. It's just great.
All right, we're gonna do comedy ones now. This last one will be comedy, so I'm gonna do a male one, and I want you to try to guess the character.
I'm gonna have a hard time.
Oh, you're gonna know. Okay, let me do it. Utter, you're a meshy.
Oh my god. See, I struggle whenever I don't have the names. Like, I haven't watched any like much recent anime. I have no idea.
Can you kind of like, do you kind of see what I was going for, or do you like have a mental image?
I kind of got the vibe. I more or less I thought of this is gonna sound weird. I recently started playing Cyberpunk.
Ooh.
And you sounded a little bit like Jackie Wells. That's the funny thing.
The character I did was Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't know.
Yes, that okay. Yeah.
You a bitchy. Yeah.
I see. It's been a hot minute since I watched any of those episodes.
Gollum.
Good Lord, I feel really old.
Okay, so
I turned 23 on Sunday and I was like 10. So
yay! Oh, I turned 25 a couple weeks back, so it's all good. No worries. Capricorns for life, baby.
Yeah.
Capricorn gang. Okay, so now it's time for your Ara Ara. Well, you can do a funny one. You can do any one you want. I just wanted to make it funny.
What I do? Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. I can't think of one. This is so hard. Hold on. I have an idea.
Okay. I'll do a special one too, just to close this off, because I'm gonna do one that's very fun.
We have to do ourselves as well. Like we can't just do all of the of the characters.
Yeah, the character ones.
Be ourselves too.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. Okay.
All right.
Ada.
What was that?
Do you have any idea?
Oh, is that the? Oh, wait, is that the chocolate? I remember when I first ate chocolate from SpongeBob. Was that it?
No, I was trying to do Tsuyuasui from My Hero. Froppy.
That was close. I thought that was okay. I could hear.
Frog Girl. I tried.
Yeah, I could hear.
So hard.
All right. I gotta do a last one. This is a special one. No one requested it, but I'll do it.
Master Cial.
Oh Lord. Goodness gracious.
Oh Lord, Black Butler fans rejoice.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay.
So on my stream, I have an Ara Redeem as well.
I see.
And I usually give people the choice of either doing a kawaii Ara or doing a sensual Ara, and of course, most people go for the sensual Ara.
Of course. Where else would you go with it at that point, right?
I just, some people like the uwu voice. What can I say? But
I'm a man.
Yeah, most of them go for the deep sensual Aras, and then they usually redeem thighs right after that.
As they should, but
as they should.
I think the deepest, like, I can do like Ara. That's like the deepest I can go.
Hold on. Ara. It's the closest I can do
To deep.
Being as hoarse as I am.
I feel so sorry for your voice.
Dude, it hurts. I'm a singer, man, and I can't sing without sounding like I am rolling metal through a wood chipper.
More wood. Oh my lord. So, I don't know, just picturing that right now, I'm like, that sounds so painful.
Yeah, but it's like not thick metal. It's like the metal around the tip of a pencil, like a sheet of it going through a wood chipper.
What is that called again? The graphite or something?
The graphite pencil, I think it's aluminum.
I think so.
I think so.
But
I just work here.
I just work here. But you were talking earlier about like more of your personal life, and I was gonna ask with this question, like, do you feel like you have to keep your identity hidden? Like, do you like purposely keep like, you know, people away from knowing like you're a VTuber, or are you like more towards the, hey guys, when I stream with an avatar, and this is what I really look like. You don't care if you know what I look like or not. You can always try to find me, or you just leave it as it is.
So the answer to that question is a little bit more complex. I'm sure that most of us have things in our past that we're not proud of.
Of course.
And things that we've run away from, and a lot of emotional trauma and whatever. And VTubing is my way of kind of washing myself clean of that and being someone else. But there's definitely some difficulty in keeping myself hidden. There are some weirdos out there. It's especially frustrating because my husband, my real life friends, and my family members that I, either sometimes or most of the time stream with, my husband I stream with daily almost. They're just so used to calling me by my first name. They'll just say it on stream and not give it a second thought. And I'll like go, ahem, and they're like, what? And I was like, you said my name. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I literally told you about it before we started not to say my name. So I don't necessarily mind, especially like, seeing my face. I have a couple of my photos on Instagram, I think, but I don't share it a lot.
Meanwhile, me, who's just like, no, this is what I really look like. I have no shame in my game.
No, you're great both ways, so it's fine.
Thank you. But I will say there are moments where like I purposely don't say my real name to people unless they like, if they personally ask me like, hey, I'm curious, what was your real name? And I'm like, hey, this is my real name. But I do have a mod, my friend who I love playing with, who will just say my name, and I'm like, dude, chill with that. And he's like, oh, my bad. And then I know for like his significant other, she tries to keep her privacy too, and there's moments where I'll accidentally slip up, and he's real quick to just like, bro, why would you say that? I'm like, you know what, you can't say anything, bro. It happens. You obviously call me my real name most of the time. I don't try to check you on that. Because I understand it, like, you have slip ups. There are times when it happens, but I will say it does get annoying when like it's like the slip ups on me, and I'm like, dude, like the chat don't give a, I mean, I could care less really, but if I do want to try to like, that's why I don't use my real name, of course, but I don't want my real name out there too much. I mean, it's fine if people do find out, but I don't want it to be like paraded out. Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few weirdos actually take my name, take my husband's name, take like whatever other names, and they'll put it into a search engine and then pull up all of the things that are close enough. I've had a few people message me on my personal Facebook like, hey, is this you? And I'm like, no, I don't know you. What are you talking about?
That
like,
is terrifying.
Go away. It's terrifying.
No.
And like I've had stalkers in the past. I do not recommend. Do not stalk people.
Yeah, dude, it's
literally
not
get a hobby that is not that. Okay.
Please.
Like it's about as bad as having paparazzi. Like paparazzi suck in my personal opinion, because it's like you're just stalkers with cameras that get paid to do it.
That is an interesting way of putting paparazzi, and I'm not against seeing it that way.
Cause like literally I posted about it on Twitter, and there was this thing about Bob Saget passing and his wife and John
R.I.P.
Stamos were walking out for the first time in public and saw each other and hugged and cried and whatever. And they were like, the wife looked clearly distraught, and she was wearing a gray shirt and sweatpants and this brand of shoes, and he looked unshaven. Like, who gives a shit? They're sad. They're mourning
They're
the loss
grieving.
of someone they love. And without their status, they're just human like the rest of us. It literally is so irritating.
I think that's like the biggest issue that a lot of people have when it comes to like personalities, whether it's you know, I wouldn't call us, I know I will humble and say, you know, we're not big celebrities, you know, we're just, you know, we're people at the end of the day. But like it turns out, like, I think a lot of people put like these impossible standards on celebrities, hell, even streamers, and they expect them to act a certain way, they expect them to look a certain way, they expect them to behave a certain way. And when that counteracts their mental image or whatever like narrative they've created, they want to start attacking, or they feel offended by it. It's almost like, bro, like, chill. I'm human just like you. I pay my taxes just like you. I cry just like you. Like, I'm not superhuman. And as much as I wish I was superhuman, if I was superhuman, I'm still human. So obviously I'm going to have my days where I'm going to be equally as weak as anybody else, or equally as vulnerable, I should say.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there are these huge major streamers and TikTokers and whatever, and these people are like, oh my god, you're so amazing. And of course they are. I mean, they're content creators that put a lot of love and passion into what they do. But then whenever they slip up, or if they're a teenager that decided to go and drink too much one night, we've all been there. We've all been there, whether it had been a sleepover, whether it had been an actual bar, a club. It doesn't matter. We're people. People make bad decisions, and if your children are looking up to people that you don't approve of, that's your business to take care of. That's not them. That's not their decision to raise your children, so don't force it on them.
Yeah,
you
know?
tell
them. You tell them.
It's, I don't know, it's frustrating. I get really passionate about that kind of stuff.
Well, because it's kind of, I mean, there is some recognitionable fame that we have, and like, I mean, obviously you have stalkers and you've had people like look into your real identity enough to like pursue you on like an IRL basis. Like, I understand you do feel at least a portion of what these celebrities feel like almost every day, where they can't even like go to the store in sweatpants, all relaxed, you know, hair in a bun, because someone's gonna take a picture and be like, well, would you look at what we caught on TMZ, guys? Look at her, she's wearing sweatpants and there's a stain on it. Like, it's just like, you're really making a big deal out of me being human.
Celebrities eat. Celebrities spill things.
They take
Celebrities
shits.
throw up and take shits and go to the bathroom like the rest of us. They have bad days. They have shitty makeup sometimes. Like, leave them alone.
Everyone
be grateful
shits.
that they're there to entertain you, because without them, you would literally be working a farm or being at a 9-to-5 for a lot longer than 9 to 5 and just have nothing to do.
Exactly. Enjoy the media that they present with you. Enjoy the escape and the illusions that they provide for us, but don't get lost in them, and don't make the narrative so impactful.
Always check your facts, check your links. Don't believe everything you see right away.
Exactly. And also I would before we move on, I want to say this: be forgiving. Everyone makes huge mistakes at times. There are people like, I'm sorry, I'm just coming off the song Zombified by Falling in Reverse. So
yep.
I have a big like opposition to cancel culture, and it really annoys me that a lot of people can get canceled over something small as stating preferences on their, or even just saying like, hey, I prefer not to, state this thing, and it's just becoming so ridiculous now that any little thing that separates you, or like you want to individualize as like, I'm not totally comfortable with that. Somebody wants to be able to jump on you and be like, why aren't you comfortable with that? Is because this and that, and blow it out of proportion when it's very simple. And I think, look, if someone says something is very outlandish, I agree they should be held accountable, but to be held accountable for like years on that regard and not let them, work their way through it, or not like, redeem themselves. What's the whole point of rehabilitation? What's the whole point of the prison system if we're not going to allow people who make mistakes, or people who make huge mistakes, have the chance to prove that they're, they can come back into society? I think if you're just cutting the tree, you're just cutting the root off the tree, then guess what? We lost a tree. A tree's gone. Like, it's counterproductive, I find it. And that is my whole big thing with cancel culture, when in terms of like, I understand there's a lot of things that people are very sensitive about, but you have to understand the things that people are sensitive about can be solved through conversation. And if you don't like how that information is presented, you're not, it's more like you're mad at the person's tone of saying it, not so much the information itself. Get over yourself. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. We all say things that are kind of unflattering at times. That is okay. If it comes off rude, all you need to do is discuss it with somebody and not attack them. And I think that's the biggest thing, is people don't want to communicate how something has made them feel. They want to attack them because it made them feel.
Yeah, kind of makes me think of, like, you know, media back whenever I was younger. Like, The Office was a big deal, and that humor is rough at times.
Oh,
you know,
it is.
looking at it from people from today's perspective, like, everybody gets so angry over so many things, and it's like, people have dark humor. It's just there. And, you know, there's people that make a lot of questionable choices and do a lot of questionable things, but if they can be genuinely sorry and move on from it, and, you know, I feel like forgiveness is needed, because cancel culture is just brutal. Like, if someone has an opinion and they want to cancel that person over their opinion, like, my favorite saying is, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, but some of them definitely stink. So,
we have a lot of shit talk in this episode. It's interesting.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I love people. I get passionate about people, and I really am an advocate for, you know, people's privacy. Like, be yourself and don't worry about people prying in so deep that it makes you change your standards of who you are.
Exactly. But okay, I think we cover a lot with that topic.
Indeed. I'm ready for the next question.
I was gonna ask you this, and I think this kind of has some like similarity to what I was saying earlier about like, how do you feel about your identity? But, you know, becoming a VTuber, what are some of the early difficulties that you personally ran into? Because I would argue that there's a lot of like already difficulties when streaming early on, but being a VTuber too, like just jumping right into like that style of streaming, there's a plethora of things that can cause you to feel discouraged, or even like make you think, I don't know if I want to do it this way.
Yeah, so streaming already is fairly difficult, as you said. You know, having the courage not only to press that big red button and try to produce some decent content and not be horrible at the game that you're playing, but then there's also, you know, that motivation of like going every day or every other day, trying to keep up this routine so that people always know, like, hey, no matter what, this person's gonna be there. But, you know, in terms of stepping into this community, it was also really hard because there are so many amazing VTubers and their models and their content as a whole, their lore, all the things that they get signed up for. Like, they're beautiful. They have all this money they can pour into getting art made. They have great fans that make art for them. And, you know, it's just a lot. It's intimidating. It sometimes can make you feel pretty inadequate because you can only afford so much. You have your model looking one way, but then, you know, you go through and you see these VTubers post your first model and your model now, and you see that the model could be the exact same as your first model, and it makes you feel a whole lot better because they put in the work, and I think that's the most important thing. But the other struggles that come with it is, you know, back when I would just stream gameplay, I had a lot more free CPU, so my stuff could run a lot better. And then, you know, it's learning how to use the face tracking software and deciding which one is best for, you know, my needs, and which one is going to be the easiest on CPU, and the exact lighting that I'm going to need for it to pick up my mouth movements properly. I have glasses in real life, so I can't do normal blinking.
Oh no. So you have like auto blinking on?
I do. Don't tell anybody.
No, I will say this. I totally I resonate so much with what you're saying, because like me coming in, like I came in as a fan of VTubers. Like coming in as a fan, there's this kind of like, I would say like there's a starstruck moment. Like I'd argue like the biggest turn of events is IRL me is, I think I'm pretty decent. Like I'm a pretty chill person. But when people like who I'm friends with in VTuber community see how I really look like and see how like what I do IRL, they're like, bro, you're so fucking badass, you're so cool, like why are you a VTuber? Like you should just be like IRL. And I'm like, really? I think I'm pretty basic. Like I think VTubers are like hella dope, and I think just in general, like the effort they put in, the work they put in is so like underappreciated. And that's why, like, again, coming in as a fan, like I get to enjoy everybody's models and stuff. And I think a lot of people, they see that and they're like, you're a fanboy of VTubers? Like what? Why? Like,
Yeah.
you're like an e-boy. Like you should just be like, you know, posting like thirst traps and getting follows like that. Like why would you want to like be a VTuber? I'm like, because VTubers are dope as hell. Like you guys inspire, you guys,
whoever you want to be, do it yourself. Yeah, it's just people don't understand. I mean, you know, in ways it makes me think of like the furry community, because like I feel like a lot of the furry community is misunderstood. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people who have interest in, you know, certain genres of games, and like everybody has an opinion.
yes, they
And
do.
they just don't like things, and they like to pick on us for the things that we love. Like I genuinely, I listen to a lot of different genres of music, right? Because you know, everybody's got a favorite.
Of course.
My favorite happens to be like Celtic folk music, and when I tell people that,
Ooh.
they're like, why? And I'm like, because it's so amazing and ethereal, and you know, it takes me back to my roots. Like I have Irish and Scottish ancestry, Welsh ancestry. I have potential
Ancestry.
Vikings in my blood. Hey, English is hard, man. It's the only language that I can fluently speak, and I trip over my words all the time.
It's fine. I'm just messing with you.
No, you're good. But yeah, I just, you know, and I play it for them, and they're like, you're really weird. Like, I love you, but you're weird. And I'm like, you know, you listen to rap, and they talk about genitals all
They
the
do.
time.
They definitely do.
So I would much rather hear a story about, you know, this mystical land called Tirnanog where time is essentially frozen, and
Ooh.
you know, come on, man.
Going on that, I think, like I said, like I came in as a fan. Also, one of my chatters are saying like, try Meow Face for glasses. If you're wearing glasses, I don't know if
Meow face.
for face tracking.
Meow face.
But going back to like the question, like I said, I was a fan. I still think the VTubers that I'm friends with are hella like dope, and I say this in the most humblest way possible. I'm not putting myself down at all, but I am saying this. I think all my VTuber friends are so dope and so cool. I think they're way cooler than me. I think they're way more talented than me. I'm saying this is a humble brag, that I'm so happy that I get to be friends with like different VTubers of different like areas and backgrounds. Like my friend Shonen is a very like Shonen VR. I love him to death. He's this cool French VTuber. He does a lot of YouTube videos and reactions. I think he's so badass, and he has such a chill personality. Like I don't ever doubt he won't ever be big. And because of that, I'm like, dang, like I'm so happy I got to like meet him and like converse with him before he's blowing like up significantly. And
Yeah.
I don't put myself on that pedestal, because I'm, like I said, I'm a fan like of people. I'm a fan of you as well. Like when I found out, I was looking through your videos and I was like, wow, like this person looks so cool. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, I always come at people as a fan, and I've never like, I don't ever put myself at their level unless I'm like joking or like, you know, trying to like start a little like, you know, banter or whatnot. But on
a little gentle quarrel.
yeah, but in an actual factual way, like I truly am blessed to be friends and to be welcomed in the community. Like just going into it was like, you know what it is? It's like when you're like, you want to play with the big boys, and then when you finally get to like the chance to like, you know, get to play with them, and they're all giving you a pat on the back, and they're like, you did good for your first time. We're like, thank you so much.
Like, I'm terrified of the big kids. Like all growing up, I just every year I'd be like, oh my god, it's the big kids. don't look at them, they'll eat you. And then as I ended up becoming the big kid, it's like, oh, look at the little babies.
Yeah.
I just want to hug them all. It's like it's so the tables have turned.
Oh my god. But one of my chatters is Scottish as well. Shout out to Ikigai Kuma. He was the first guest on the podcast. He's a Scottish boy, and he's redeemed an Ara Ara.
Oh, my heart.
So I have to.
I want to go to Scotland so bad, and Ireland. Oh my god.
I have to do an Ara Ara. Oh, I'll do it like a soft boy. Ara Ara.
I'll do it. I'll do one too, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
I'll do it in my Ulu voice as
Do it.
best as I can.
Do it.
Arara.
That was cute. I love it. I'm totally here for it. Let's go. What's good, Marcus?
Hi, Marcus.
Oh, this is a fun question. I really want to hear this one from you because you have such a lovely like stance of what you want to do. But as a VTuber, what do you hope to accomplish in your community, like as in like your fan base? And if you don't have anything, what would you like them? Like, what would you like to be known for? Like, do you want to be the comfort VTuber? Do you want to be the VTuber who's not afraid to like do this, do that? Like,
So, thank you, Marcus. So I'm speaking it into existence when I say this, that I will be a driving force that encourages people to take care of those in need, themselves and the planet, as well as fight for what they believe in a safe space where anyone can relax and call home, even if it's only for a short while. And I just really I want to be like that little old witch lady that lives in the really cute cottage house at the end of the street that all the kids are afraid of, but the parents go there for remedies and stuff. But that's my vibe, man. But like I want to be, there's all these celebrities out here that, gain so much power from, being able to influence others. And it just would mean more than anything to me to be able to have that same kind of power where I can just encourage people to go and plant a tree, to donate to that charity and round up their change. Like, that's a really big deal for me. And, learn how to grow your own food and, be nice to someone, to get a list and, encourage yourself to do 3 kind things for 3 random people. I feel like there's not enough love in the world anymore, and I want to help bring that back.
that is a fantastic answer. I love it. I love how you're very much like, you have that set goal of like, look, I really want to bring like love, compassion. I want the community vibe. Like, I said community as in like a Discord community and like a VTuber community, but you really took it to like the more like community of the world. And I like that, like, everyone kind of goes back to this kind of I don't want to say like rural area, but this more like a simplistic way of thinking and a more like conscious way of thinking of like how you interact with fellow humans, how you interact with one another, how you interact with the earth. I really appreciate that kind of like, I'm going to make sure that the content I promote or anything I promote, my ideals are going to be more turned into love each other, respect each other, and grow with each other as beings. Like, stop trying to tear each other down or even just being disgusting with one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, my answer was simple. I just want to be known as, honestly, me as a VTuber, I'm simple. I just want to be known as that the male thirst trap guy.
No shame in that whatsoever either.
I'm literally, I feel like I'm known as the male thirst trap at times where people are like, you know what you're doing, don't you? I'm like, of course I know what I'm doing. And then they're like, oh,
I love lewd. I love lewd and thirst traps as much as the next person. Like, I can be as say-so as I seem, like, but that lewd streak is in me. I got it from my mom. Like, she was the one that kind of like shaped my humor, but instead of it being like a clay pot that she just kind of molded gently, she literally took the clay, not even really wet, and just slammed it into the vice grip.
Wow.
Great.
The imagery of that is just so powerful. That's so powerful. It's like that scene from Baki when Baki's dad is like, ha, if you're gonna do
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
do it. Don't stop. You want to get stronger in life? You
Shia
keep doing
LaBeouf.
it.
Just do it.
Yujiro Hanuma is literally the man who said, son, have sex. Don't just stop having sex. Have more sex. And you, girl, make sure that he doesn't make sure you're satisfied at the end of the day, and make sure he's definitely satisfied. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, sir.
I love Baki.
It's great. It really is.
I was gonna ask you, so would it be safe to say you're gonna be known as the eco streamer, the eco VTuber? Eco?
You know, I kind of want to be remembered as the cozy mommy elf. Like the witchy mommy elf that's like, it's okay, honey, you can come inside, I'll make you some tea, and here, have a blanket, and here, curl up by the fire, and we'll go foraging for mushrooms later. Like that's my vibe. And
So different than my vibe.
I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered as that safe space that's accidentally looted from time to time.
I think anything that makes anyone feel comfortable and makes anyone feel at ease is often lewd at times, because of the fact it's so safe that you feel just relaxed enough to just be yourself. And at times it's in human nature, guys. Sexuality is it's literally the most human thing ever. Sometimes it is what it is.
It's just a thing that living beings do, guys.
Yeah. Like I'm personally just trying to be like again, thirst trap VTuber, where everyone's like, oh no, don't let him talk, don't let him use his weapon, his voice, don't let him say anything that's a little too racy, or like that's too on the nose, or like too hunter predator kind of like.
Prayla, I am hydrating.
I'm drinking coffee. I have a long day today, or there's a lot of stuff I need to do later that I was like, all right, coffee's gonna be my thing. Ooh, this one's a nice one.
It's great.
I like this question because it's something I often thought about. But if you had to redo your VTuber model, how would you if you could change it? Like, you know, you're no longer an elf, you're starting blank canvas. What would you be? Would you go straight to another animal? Would you want to be a different creature? Like, and then what would you do?
So if I weren't me, if I did something totally different, totally out of the box, I would I mean, maybe it's like overdone, I don't know, but I would love to be a more edgy, like dommy mommy octopus shadow lady that like I don't know, man.
Ursula? You want to be Ursula from Little Mermaid?
Hey man, you slap some chains on that, and that's me.
Okay, you know what? That's kind of dope. I could see that kind of like octopus, like gothic octopus. Well, she is kind of dark, just like dark aesthetic.
Shadow and black gloves and a glass of wine, and you know, long sleek black hair and super bright purple eyes. I don't know. It's a mood.
I could see that. You know what? If I wasn't a wolf, I would probably be like a. I don't know. I think I'd be like a you know, like a cyborg VTuber with like robot robot appendages and stuff. Like I'd be like kind of like RoboCop-ish.
Yeah.
I never thought about it, but I think RoboCop would be dope.
The other option would be like, I'm terrified of the ocean. Like, I don't think I can like stress this enough. I am terrified of things that live in the water because I have a fear of being eaten alive. I have a fear of things that are bigger than me. And like I don't know. But if I could be another type of VTuber, I would probably be a whale tuber because they're so cute, and it just really plays into the whole like body positivity situation. Whales are big, and I've been called one before. So
what?
I mean, you know, whale tubers are cute. I'm not kidding. People are cruel, man.
I don't. You know what? I'm not gonna lie.
Cruel.
I've never been called. I mean, I'm a big dude. I You know what it is? As a big dude, like IRL, I've always been prepared to get down. I was like, yeah, that's right. Say I'm chubby, say I'm fat. I'm ready to throw them hands. And I never got I never got disrespected like that as a I want to say by my friends, of course, because we're friends, we're all gonna joke around. But like by like actual any bullying type, I don't think I've ever faced that.
We've got BBWs and bears, man. That's where we're at.
True. I got picked on for being emo, but I was a huge emo kid, so it's all good.
I was emo all through middle school. It started to go away in high school.
No, I was a metalhead kid in middle school, so I had like I have curly hair, so like I had long curly hair, like down to my shoulders. I acted like I was the man, but coming into high schools when I started dressing like Falling in Reverse, Black Veil Brides, I was like,
yes, I had all the t-shirts, even if I didn't listen to more than a few songs by them.
Of course.
I was wearing all black with band shirts. I wore 2 small skinny jeans. I had 1 pair of red jeans and a checkered belt and one with bullets on it.
2 belts, of course, the 2-belt aesthetic.
And then there's the belts that you put. Hold on.
Don't die on me. We're almost done. No worries.
Oh my god, I was dying. I'm sorry. So there's also like the belts that you don't put through the loops. They just sit on your waist where it's crooked.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's totally the point of a belt.
Yeah, you have to have like the style belt. The one that one holds up your pants. The other one is there for aesthetic.
Yeah, and then you got the raccoon liner and the really old mascara that's all chunky, so it makes your eyelashes look huge.
Classic.
Dude, those were the days.
Oh.
The clip-in hair streaks that look like leopard print and zebra print, and they were teal, and you get in trouble in school for them.
Dude, so this is a quick little story, then we'll move on to the next question. But when I was younger, this is freshman year, I would wake up at 4 in the morning to straighten my hair, because it took like a whole hour to straighten my hair. Then when because my parents hated it, they couldn't stand me doing it. So I would go on the bus, paint my nails black, do my eyeliner, going to school, and then like I'd go to school like that. Before I'd leave school, I always carried wipies and like makeup remover. I would clean it all off me. I would wipe my nails off with like nail polish remover. I would go home, like I'd put water in my hair so my hair would curl up again, and then I would like act like I didn't just like do a whole makeover, like going to school. It was wild, bro. It was a wild time.
Identity swap, man, it's a real thing.
It really was. But continuing forward, so as of like being VTubers, I always say that there's such a fun community with it. Like we have so much interesting like groups now these days. We have, of course, HoloLive is the biggest one. Then we have VShojo. There's a lot of indie ones that are coming into the limelight slowly, of course. If have you ever considered making a VTuber group? And if you did, what would the theme be? Like, would you make it more like fantastical? Would you want it to be more like, for example, like we're wolves? Would you make it like a wolf aesthetic? Like, yeah, we're the wolf VTuber group or something like that. Like,
I like this question. So, so my druid, my D&D form druid has the ability to control nature.
Mhm.
And as such, I'm able to make things grow or wither as I desire, and I can have like vines essentially as my weapons, and they come up and they can create shields. I'm essentially Groot but pretty. But the thing that I would want, right, since I control nature, I would want a group of everybody that has a different power, elementally speaking. And we would, I don't know what we'd be called, but we would be like a magical society where we're like the gods of these particular, or the masters of these particular elements, and we all come together to make like an Avatar-esque group where it's just all of us make one being.
oh,
I
like
don't know,
kind of like Voltron, like
kind of, yeah.
Voltron meets Captain Planet, Earth,
Yeah.
water, fire. With my powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
I am Captain Nature Face.
I think if I wanted to make a group, I thought about this and I really like thought it was kind of in the face. I was like, I want to make like a protagonist group of like, call it V Shonen. You know, there's V Shoujo. I was like, bro, we should make V Shonen, where it's a bunch of male like characters coming together. Because I mean, a lot of the VTuber groups are, I'd argue, are like mostly female dominated, with like maybe a couple male members here and there. I think it'd be cool to have like a male version of it.
Yeah. The other idea that I would have is like having like a bunch of beautiful elvish people in a group together, and they all have their own backstories and their own like separate extras, but they just happen to all be elves in some form or fashion. That's beautiful too.
It's kind of like Pokemon, man. Where it's like, yeah, I'm an elf, but I'm also like dark type elf, or I'm a fire type. It's so interesting.
Exactly. Listen, we love the gray elves in this house. All right.
Shout out to gray elves.
Yeah.
I
don't care how many people hate the dark elves in Skyrim. We're gonna give them all the love.
I feel that. I even thought about doing a VTuber group of like monster kind of like characters, like you know, obviously wolf, and then get a vampire, demon.
Yeah.
Like I thought that would be cool too. It'd be like a nice little spicy like boy group.
It'd be so fun. It'd be so fun.
Call us the Monster Mash or the Monster Mash.
Yeah.
It's the Monster Mash.
Akuma, I like the power idea.
The bitch boy.
The bitch boy with the powers of being a bitch. It's great.
So we were talking this earlier, and I want to kind of run back to it because I think it's a big thing with a lot of like VTubers. Because I feel like it's a natural thing. Hell, I even have moments where it feels harder being a VTuber than it is IRL. But has VTubing made it like streaming an easier process for you in terms of like anxiety?
Absolutely. Like, you know, there's still anxiety, but you know, your outward appearance is just how you want it to be, so you aren't really self-conscious about that unless you're, you know, afraid people won't like it. But, you know, there's always the fear of messing up or saying something weird or not being engaging enough, or your social battery dies. Overall, it's majorly beneficial because, you know, you're able to be yourself with a mask on and be able to relax and entertain the way that you want to entertain. There's just those things that eat at the back of your mind, especially if you struggle with anxiety on a daily basis, not just in, you know, performance of some kind, but like, I mean, I get anxious when an authority figure is like, hey, I need to talk to you. Okay, what do you need to talk to me about? Like, just tell me. Don't let there be buildup. I'm gonna freak out.
No, I totally understand that. I think like personally me, like I this is such a like I talk to a lot of friends like this, especially in the VTuber community. I have a hard time reaching out to people because I don't know what to say. Like it's a weird feeling, but like IRL, I'm the most charming bastard in the world. Like hell, there's multiple times when like some of my early on friends will be like, dude, when I first met you, I thought you were flirting with me, and I was kind of like seeing like, okay, so are you gonna make a move or not? And I was like, no, like why would I make a move? I was trying to, you know, just say hi. And like, but you say it with such like confidence and such ease, it's kind of hard not to feel like, you're trying to like charm my pants off. I was like, no, I'm not. That's not what I was going for.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I have a lot more confidence for sure.
Oh,
in my VTuber form.
And it's the opposite for me. VTubing me, I feel small bean.
Yeah. Hey man, I would rather have more confidence in my real life self, but being able to channel that through my VTuber and let it slowly feed into my real self, because like my model looks a lot like me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have pointed ears, and I'm my head's pretty round. I'm not that skinny though, so I mean it's close, but I also don't have bangs. But like whenever people show love for this thing that I've created in the image of myself, it makes me feel a whole lot better about who I am as a person.
That's definitely true. I think for me, like, I based my model off myself, so like the color scheme of the hair is funny because like that is my actual hair color now is black and red. Like it is half black,
That's
half red.
great.
So it's funny when people are like, how closely do you look to your IRL character? And I was like, the difference is I'm kind of a more bulky person. Like I'm chubby as course. I'm not skinny ripped. I'm bulky like what is it like? What do they call it? Bare body kind of.
Yeah, no, I
And
follow
it's-
you.
And it's you've seen it, yeah, of course. So like I think it's funny because people are like, damn, like why do you want to be like skinny, like kind of like Twiggy? I was like, it's not that. It's kind of like, I don't know if you know who Nux Taku is.
Mhm.
He's a VTuber. He's a big personality on YouTube. I love him to death. But his IRL self is so different than his model version. His model version is like this, you know, skinny, like kind of like sickly e-boy looking like Shigaraki. His IRL, like he hasn't shown his face, but he showed his body. This man is like built like a brick house. Like you could tell he works out. You could tell he's like he's the type of guy who just like throws the weights in the weight room. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not the only one who's like, yeah, this people picture me like this, but I'm really like this.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, I have medical issues that contribute to my weight, and I'm slowly working on it. But, like, you know, when I do lose some of the weight and I'm on, like, a healthier side of life at the time, I have a very curvaceous figure, and I'm very happy with my body in that regard. I just wish I could get my medical issues under control without having to give up everything that I'm used to and start taking a whole bunch of medication to get it under control.
I could see that. I know for a fact, like especially with the recent quarantine issues, like I definitely let myself, I think I was at my biggest because of quarantine as of recently, and I'm pretty damn happy of my progress that I've made. I mean, I let myself go a little bit again, and I'm barely jumping right back into my fitness journey, but again, I'm so happy that you know, I don't hate my body, but I definitely do see where I can improve, and I think that's a lot how body positivity should be. Is you should always see room to, you know, you should be happy where you're at, but you should always seek to improve on it. Like, don't just think, okay, this is me, I'm happy with me, let this be it. You should always be like, no, I'm happy where I'm at, but there's always room to be, you know, improve. And that's, you know, something that I think what body positivity should be striving for, instead of saying, you know, if you're dangerously overweight, you shouldn't, you know, as a body positivity as an excuse. You should use it as a stepping stone of like, yeah, I'm happy how I look, but I can be better.
Yeah, like for me, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I've had it my whole life, and I recently was diagnosed with it officially, and it makes me insulin resistant.
Ooh.
So being unable to process sugar makes it next to impossible to lose weight. So I have to do something like a modified keto diet, but that's so hard whenever every meal includes broccoli and no bread and no pasta.
I'm with you.
And it's depressing, man.
I do keto a lot.
You know, and it's just my ovaries and my reproductive health, and it sucks, man. It really sucks. But like I believe that I want to be healthy first and happy second. Like, if the happiness will come with it, but I just want to be healthy and be able to, you know, have a doctor tell me that I'm going to be able to have kids safely one day. You know, that's important to me. And, you know, right now is just not the time.
That's understandable, but again, that I like that you're thinking it in the long run, and it's more of like, it's not so much of a, oh, like I want to get healthy because, you know, I think the self, like if someone's like, I just want to look good, that's perfectly fine, but I really do like see that you're doing it more as like, I want to be able to have my family, and if I need to get healthy to have a family, you best believe I'm gonna get healthy so I can have a family.
Yeah, and my husband's not allowed to remarry after me, so I need to stay alive long enough to make sure that he goes first.
Oh my lord! See,
don't tell him I said that.
I'm horrible. I think I've my mom goes, again. I'm a very open person. I'm not against monogamy, but my mom goes, like the way you date. I would honestly believe you're not gonna be happy being married unless you're married to like 3 women. I was like, damn, mom, you said it best, so I should marry 3 women. I was like,
Dude, one of my best friends in the whole world is polyamorous, and she actually has met a guy that literally make her say, I think I want to be monogamous. Like, I can still be intimate with other people, and so can he, but like, I want the love to be between me and him, and that's it.
That's perfect.
Like,
that's perfectly valid.
Magical. Yeah. So I mean, she used to be like fully poly and didn't care, like love could be among everybody, but she actually has found this person, and I never thought I'd live to see the day. But
It's a rare thing. I will say it's a rare thing when someone makes you just think, you know what, I could. This person is like, it's not so much that no one is enough, but this person just makes you feel more whole, that you don't want to have to. You're like, anybody else is just taking up useless space on the drive, and this person is what you only want to focus on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna ask this, and you kind of touched on this earlier, but being a VTuber, there's a lot of we're very out there as characters, in a sense. Like, there's obviously a very there's always gonna be someone who's gonna loot us or anything of that sort. So do you find it like easier being like, not safe for work as a VTuber in terms of being like IRL?
So I would say that I'm a fairly healthy balance of lewd and say-so. Dirty jokes are great, but I also love the wholesome kawaii vibe or loving mom vibe. Trying to openly be both is taxing at times, because it's like I have this image of myself of people seeing me, but then I have this image of myself. Like, I have VTuber lingerie photos of me like modeling for one of my favorite artists and creators, and then I have other images of me wearing a cute little milk outfit that has like cow ears and horns, but the shirt literally says milk across my chest.
It's beautiful.
Like, listen.
It's beautiful.
it's like I try to not take it too far, because I'm seriously up for almost anything. And I also try to be good, because it's out of respect for my husband and all those things. But it's like I like to make jokes, and thirst traps are fun, and definitely just to make people confused. It's a lot of fun too. So I mean, I do my best to be a good girl, but there are times where it's just too much fun not being a good girl.
I'll say this, like this is kind of similar to that in the terms of like, I'm straight. Like, I've kissed, I think, 2 guys in my life. I don't do it. I think when I do kiss guys, like, it's not even like it's not sexual. It's usually out of a joke with my friends where we're drunk. I'm like, get over here, dumbass, and they're like, no, stop it, don't do it. I'm like, nah, we do it, and get over here. They're like, dude, let go of me.
Revive me or I'm gonna kiss you.
It's just one of those things where it's more like, I do it out of comedy. I don't really do it out of but I think there's moments, like, especially me as a VTuber, like, I have a certain like je ne sais quoi about me, where it's just like it's very attractive. So there's moments where people find themselves, getting lost in like the roleplay situations with me, or like there's moments where I do flirt with my friends that are male VTubers and female VTubers, and they I won't lie, I'm a very stubborn person. So if you take it to a certain degree, I will take it there times 10 if it means I win and you back down. Like, I'm very dominant as a person. So like there's always moments where like I do take it too far, and then it's kind of becomes a thing like, oh, so are you two talking? I'm like, no, it's just, I don't like losing.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
It's a meme. If there's something comes of it, really, that's definitely valid. I don't discourage that, but it's all done in good fun and good humor first, with light bits of flirting. That's just naturally how I've always been since I was young. I've always been like slightly flirtatious in the way I talk. I do try to check myself on that, especially when I'm with like female friends or in the presence of like my friends with their significant others. I don't want their girlfriends to feel uncomfortable, like, oh, I feel like your friend's flirting with me. I'm like, I don't mean for that to how that come off of that. Yeah, it's not. It's just I'm just a charming person.
And it's fun. Like I get the same thing, but it's like, you know, it's a good time. It's not trying to be inappropriate. It's not trying to be like, I'm going to make you laugh and make you blush and make you whatever. It's not meant to be anything aside from just funny.
Yeah, no. Like again, if there might be, for me especially, there's probably little hicks of like, I want to say sincerity, but there's little things. It's just, you know, like again, at the end of the day, it's all in good fun, but I'm not discouraging, I'm not closing off any doors. So for you, it's different, I would say, because again, you're obviously married, so like you don't want to like somebody to come in thinking, oh, does that mean I have a chance? Because you're like, no, dummy.
Yo, can I pile drive that ass? You know?
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry.
That's I'm gonna clip this.
Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. But I mean, that is what it turns into. Like, yo.
Yeah.
It's like a you up text, but you're like not texting.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I want to say like being in relationship, because I do find it with, I do talk to relationship streamers. I talk to streamers who are in relationships and their chat is very flirtatious and they entertain it to a degree. And I'm always, I don't try to pry. It's not my place to even like, well, you shouldn't do that because you're in a relationship. It's like, no, I always be like, oh, that's cool. And they're like, and I always like to bring it up respectfully. Like, so like, is that okay with like your significant other allows them? Like, again, when I have talked to girls before and they come into the live and they're like, oh, you really flirt with so-and-so. And I'm like, it's just my natural, like, it's my, I would argue it's just me getting to character. Yeah, it's getting me into character. It's just how I approach people. Like, it's part of the game.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think we have one more like VTuber, like, you know, IRL question before we go into more fun questions. So this one, I press with this one. You do not have to say names. You do not have to out anybody. If you feel the need to, you are more than welcome. But I do not encourage it, but I do not discourage it. What about the VTuber community? Do you find unpleasant in terms of controversy, scandals, and just attacking and bullying? Like certain situations that you've seen that you would feel comfortable reporting on, or just in general, like if you want to keep it just in generalities?
I don't really have anything specific. I haven't like been on Twitter for very long actively up until recently, and I haven't personally witnessed much, but I will say that you know, as a fellow keyboard warrior myself, it is much easier to be a keyboard warrior when not only are you hidden behind a screen, but you're hidden behind a virtual mask as well. And people really go for the jugular, and they like to make a whole bunch of assumptions about you. They like to say you're stealing content. They like to say that you are, you know, trying to look like this other person's model, like all these things. And it's really unfortunate that there's not more love. Like, I really feel like we need to always be building each other up and, you know, showing that respect and giving that guidance and being kind to one another, because, you know, we all start from somewhere and we can only do so much when, you know, we're starting from, you know, just sticks and twigs. We don't have the stone to build a castle yet, that type of thing. So, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of lack of truth in a lot of things, and a lot of lack of realism, because, you know, we're virtual people behind virtual people. And I don't know, some people will play into their persona so deeply that they just allow that to consume them and consume their thoughts and their opinions and their voice, and just pretend to care about something that they really don't for clout. Like, clout for anybody is, you know, if you're taking really rude, aggressive, hostile, unnecessary means to get attention, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You should not be trying to entertain people. You should not be in the public eye.
I agree to a high degree, because again, I think I want to say like it was last year or like a little towards the end of like the middle of last year. I think a VTuber was attacking, or somebody was attacking a VTuber for not being into breaking character, and they try to make a huge statement saying that if you break character, you cannot ever be in the VTuber community. And I wanted to say the community surprised me. I was able to join in on it and, you know, show my support when VTubers were like, again, I think somebody attacked a VTuber saying like, once you show your true face or once you've been outed, you can never be back in the VTuber community. And I think I don't know if you remember that or if you were around at the time when
I've heard a lot about it. Like
when
I've had friends tell me that's happened to them.
Yeah, when but it was a big post where everyone started tagging the person who made that comment, and everyone started tagging him with their model and their IRL face saying, you know, this and that. And I think it really it was a really powerful thing, because there's a lot of VTubers that were, you know, of course a lot of VTubers that use female models are not always females, are not always girls or guys. They're usually, sometimes they're men, sometimes they're non-binary. And I think a lot of it takes a lot of courage to break that illusion. And yeah. I was so proud of the community that everyone came together and was like, you know, yes, I'm a VTuber this, but I'm also a person this. And it was a very strong thing to kind of come together as a community and say, look, it's hard to show our true face. Hell, a lot of big VTubers did it. I think Fifi showed her real face. I think I forgot who else. A couple of other like Twitch streamers did it too. And I was honestly just taken aback that everyone was not afraid of showing their true face. And again, I don't ever think VTubers are afraid to show their true face. I understand it's just very nerve-wracking that their identity gets shown and people are either disappointed at what they see, or they're like, oh, well, you're nothing like your model. Hell, you're a guy, you're not like your female model. And it's one of those things where, again, the community was so brave and so strong to do this. It really it made me proud to be a VTuber. It made me proud to show my support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we should be coming back to it. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, I think we're back. Let me check on the.
I also think we're back.
How are we looking?
I think we're good. I'm a little high. Hold on. I wish I was high.
I interpreted that as that. That's how I interpreted it. Okay.
I read your mind. Sorry.
And I was like, wait, she means stony wise? But okay, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. We took a little commercial break. By commercial break, I mean my internet died on me. That being said, we have some questions for Leyuna in her wolf form. Look at her beautiful wolf form, guys. Ain't it amazing?
Got my dark under eyes from my lack of sleep and my infernal hunger.
That primal hunger. So we have a lot of questions from people, and we're gonna jump right into them. Just so that way we could end the stream, start ending the stream. We're running on like almost 2 hours. I don't want to take up more of your time, even though I'm having so much fun with this episode.
It's a good time for sure.
Especially with internet starting to go out, we want to let's wrap it up so we can salvage a good interview.
I'm ready to go fast, I think.
Okay, go fast like Sonic. So guys, this is the lewd portion. So if you guys are sensitive to lewd questioning or you are under the age of 18, I highly recommend y'all just leave. Just get out of here.
Viewer discretion is advised.
So this question comes from us from a Twitter user at Bunny Elria, and she asks, "Are you primal in bed?" I'll let you go first since you're the guest.
Okay. Hold on just a second. Let me I prepared myself for any possible questions we may end up having.
Oh, so, Lord.
Let's see. So me personally, you can ask my husband. Yes. So just in general, wolves where I come from are very primal in bed. They're very capable partners, but tend to be intimate in their non-beast form. Most of the strength and power remain and are only amplified when shifted, so it's more enjoyable and safer when not shifted and being intimate, especially with a non-wolf. It can get pretty intense. Again, you can ask my husband. He's sitting right here. He could probably tell you. So that's
that makes me. Before I answer that side of the question, I was gonna ask you: is your husband not a wolf? Is he more like a stag? Like, is he a different like strong animal?
No, he's full human.
Oh, full human.
He's full human.
A poor man.
I know. I make him do a lot of the work, unfortunately, but when I take over, it gets pretty wild.
For me, oh my god, I feel like if anyone's been to my not safe for work streams, you guys know this. I have to be like, I say this with all discretion, but unless I don't really, so I do enjoy sex, but I think for me foreplay is where I have my most fun because I like torturing and I'm a sadistic fuck. So
foreplay is important. It really is. Like, so real talk. So sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Only 11% of women can orgasm with penetration.
Wow.
11%.
You know,
like,
I could tell that.
Every other woman needs external stimulation in erogenous zones, such as ears, obvious regions, feet. Like, feet are an actual erogenous zone.
Really?
Ears, like, yeah, the neck, the breasts, of course. Like, a lot of women need foreplay in order to actually finish. And that's, you know, treat your partners the way that they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated. Because unfortunately, men have a much easier time of finishing than women do. Anyway, continue.
Well, that's cool. The more you know. But definitely, yeah. I just enjoy the foreplay aspect more. It's more fun for me. I like being in control and like, again, choking, kissing, biting. Like, I like having the control in the bedroom, of course. And when it comes to just penetration, I'm fairly simple. Just have a good time, go in there, like bite her neck, pull her hair, like control her. Like, to me, that it's I would say anticipation wise, I've made the anticipation enough to where it's gonna be enjoyable for both of us. And there's moments where like it's just I'm very primal, but I'm very methodic. I'm primally methodic. Which that's kind of like an oxymoron, because primal is more just going off an instinct, and a methodic is you actually having the, you know, the thought process of how you're gonna do things and how you thought it out. But I said,
yeah, my darling friend Z, she is actually a accountant of sorts, and she is very, very, very much an advocate for safe sex. And, you know, being able to communicate with a partner, able to be poly, able to, you know, have those boundaries and not have, you know, any fear or, you know, toxic pride or anything like that in the bedroom.
Of course.
And she's so well educated, and she's got a website, and she wants to actually be, you know, a sex ed teacher of sorts. Because like here in Texas, you don't have much of that here.
I'd assume. That's awesome though. Do you want to like shout out her link, or do you want to put her link in the chat? I'd highly welcome that.
You may be able to have an easier time just looking up zetamoon.com if you're into that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put it in the chat. That way we, you know, guys, if you guys have any questions, or, you know, like I always think like sex positivity is a big must in my community. Like, if you're having sex, I welcome it to, you know, I welcome it. 1, 2, be safe about it, and 3, don't be scared of letting your partners know what you're into. I think it's healthy having maybe 1 or 2 extreme needs, and talking through them can. I would always argue, if you don't want to go that way, just entertaining it enough shows your partner that you respect them and you love them enough to consider it is enough. Even if you don't want to go that far, the fact that you actually took the time to consider it shows your partner that you really do appreciate them and that you do care about them in that instance.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, moving on to the next question. This one is by my good friend Issa 2. She's a female orc who is a baddie who's also in open relationships. She's amazing. So go follow her at Issy2. She asks, do your dicks not thing like do you have the not thing like blah. Do your dicks do the not thing like werewolves have or not? You want to take this one?
So yeah. So let's see. So the wolves where I come from, we there's kind of two here. So one would be like some people would ask if the genitals are retractable, and then the other one is if they have a knot. So many wolves where I'm from are unable to fully transform without the aid of a Canis Spiritus amulet like the one that I wear. I'm also here like on Earth to discover why the wolf genetics are dying out in my realm. The purebloods in full bestial form are actually more akin to the wolves from Twilight instead of like D&D werewolves where they're like on 2 back legs and all that. So in many aspects they're pretty much the same as wolves here on Earth. They're just really big. And you know, like wolves or dogs here, they do have a knot, but most wolves are not intimate in their bestial form because the only mammals to my knowledge that are able to be intimate for pleasure are humans and dolphins. Their human or humanoid forms do not have knots.
Nice. I was gonna say it reminds me of that Harry Potter where they say like 2 werewolves can have children together in their beast forms, but once they return human, those babies are still wolves and they will always be wolves. They'll never not be wolves.
Yeah, exactly.
That being said, originally I was a wolf. Like I was a wolf yokai, but like in my lore, it's very much like Tensei Tura slime ways where once a high-ranking monster / creature names you, you tend to just get a more humanoid appearances. The stronger you get, the more humanoid you get. So of course, once I reached Demon Lord, I lost my tail, but I had the knot when I was a wolf. When I was a full wolf, little pup, I had it. I was, and then I got named, and once I took a more humanoid form, my appendages became more humanoid. The only thing that stays primal are my senses and small features like a tail or my ears or my teeth, like in my eyes, like even my instincts. Like there's the only things that stay towards my more animalistic side, but my anatomy mostly now is humanoid. And then once I reach a higher level of existence, I lose the ability to reproduce because I become a spirit, and spirits don't need to reproduce because they're immortal. So, gotta start having children now before.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love. Have you watched Tensei Tura, or The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime?
It's on my list. I'm a little cautious of the first couple of episodes because I've heard something happens that is very trigger warning.
Reincarnated as a slime?
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's reincarnated as a slime.
If not, then awesome. But I've heard, it could be a different one, but I've heard some trigger warning stuff happens in episode 3 of something that is at least similar to that. But it is on my list, and I've been wanting to watch it. I'm just like behind because I'm still finishing Ranma 1/2, and I'm finishing part. I think we're on part 4 of JoJo, and we're on we're on like season 3 or 4 of My Hero, and then we're also watching Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer.
God damn, you guys just watch everything to you. Like, I wish I had the patience to watch anime with friends and loved ones like that. I don't. Like, I've had friends who are like, we're not watching this episode. We have to watch it all together. I'm like, do we though? I could just watch it right now and pretend I didn't watch it and just go to like I just love anime enough to be like, I love anime enough to like just watch it with friends, but I don't have that. I don't love it enough to be like, I need to watch it with my friends or else it's not special. I'm like, no, it'll still be special if I watch it by myself.
Yeah, we have to find a time where he and I are both in the mood to watch anime, because sometimes it's like, no, I just want to play a game. But other times it's, no, I would like to, do this, do that. Let's go eat out somewhere. We just have to find common ground. That's why we haven't finished anything. We get so far, and then we lose the drive to finish it until
I feel that.
later.
Yeah, no, Reincarnated Slime is very wholesome based. I guarantee it. It's more if you like more fantasy, like world building, it's Reincarnated Slime is the perfect like series for you. Like it's all just it's all fantasy based. It's all like world building and making like the universe, like that universe is just such interesting aspect of like different creatures have abilities. There's a hierarchy, it's just so good and so wholesome to watch. Like you watch it and you can just go like, dang, that's so nice.
So my husband clarified for me which anime I was thinking of that had the trigger warning stuff, and
Yeah.
it was Goblin Slayer.
Yes, Goblin Slayer. First episode is like, I knew it was coming. I'm one of those cynics who's like, oh, I know where they're going with this, and I'm just like, oh, they're gonna do it, aren't they?
I
Oh,
think it's like episode 1 and 3 has one.
they had to do. It's horrible. Let's continue these questions because people are gonna be like, Goblin Slayer's pretty good, and then there's gonna be people like, how do you watch Goblin Slayer? It's promoting this and this. I'm like, I don't want to be on both ends of these people.
Yeah. It's all again. Opinions are like assholes. That's just what I'm gonna stick with.
Okay, so this next question comes from Ikigai Akuma, who was in here earlier. He asks, what makes your tail wag? Ear scratches, head pats, tail scratches? Like what makes this like, gets the tail wagging?
So husband could also answer this question. I love head scratches, and like usually at the top or like towards the back of my head, and then I also love back scratches, like kind of between and a little bit below my shoulder blades. But that's like the most wags you could possibly get out of me.
On my end, it's head pats. Like just like softly like stroking my head, pause, is it just puts me in a nice like calm, eased mood where I can just like lay down next to someone and they're just like running there. Like it what it does, it reminds me when I was a young pup and my mama used to do it to me. And it puts me in that like safe and like that very warm feeling of like secure and safety, and yeah, I love that.
When I'm being stroked and petted, my tail doesn't wag. I just fall asleep.
Well, that's why I do it, because I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a question from Lord of Wolves 69. Are you looking for wolf girls to pair with or something else?
So, in terms of like wolves, where I come from looking for other wolves, not necessarily. So werewolf blood is more of a genetic anomaly instead of being like a curse in most media here, and because of this the wolves have become more open to generally anyone. Having the predisposition to shift is fairly random, but we aren't 100% sure on how it comes to be in the first place, and all of us are other races outside of our wolf form. And we haven't discovered why, but the DNA needed to naturally create this feature is slowly disappearing. Which is part of why I'm here. Like, I'm trying to research that. And, wolves born with 2 pure-blooded parents will no longer be considered, pure-blooded as well, even though both parents are pure-blooded, because it's just dying out. And that's really unfortunate. I'm one of the wolves that are unable to shift without my amulet. And it's how my mother got away with passing me off as the daughter of the Elven King she was married off to. We have to go through this sort of ritual after we reach puberty, where our blood and spirit are bonded with that of a pure-blooded wolf who is passed on through a stone. And these stones are infused with some of the spirit of every wolf that has carried in it, or every wolf that has carried it in life, and it's passed on continuously. So our ancestors are never far. But, you know, anybody is really open to anybody.
Nice. I like that. That's so cool. Like that, you know, you guys are, you know, like I said, it's very Pokemon-ish, where it's like, where wolf type this, wolf X, that like, it's not just human wolf, or it's like elf wolf, or you can be ogre wolf or something like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It makes me think of like Viking culture.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the history, Vikings weren't all Scandinavian or all one race. Vikings came from all over the world to be part of this family, this big, beautiful family. And I just think it's amazing.
I dig it. Am I looking for wolf girls to pair with? Honestly, if you guys ever see my monster list of top 3 monster girls I like, it's it's succubuses first, then in second place, it's wolf girls, then in third place, it's spider girls.
I'd be down for a Lamia or a Lamia. I don't know how you pronounce it, but a snake girl.
Yeah, snake girl. No, I love wolf girls. I love wolf girls. Wolf girls are the best. They are the only one. They're the ones that just make it all more fun. They make it more fun. That's all I could say.
Yeah, indeed.
This one comes from the next couple questions come from VTuber Lilith, and she asks, do you use your weaknesses that inflict pain and incorporate them into a masochistic kink?
Is this kind of like a question about silver?
Kind of. It's
a
like
lot of people do
like silver or like wolf's bane or anything that can sting or like hurt a wolf in general. Like,
so there are kinky wolves. So silver is just another metal used in armor and tools and jewelry where I'm from. If stabbed with it, of course, you know, it causes damage, but particularly in werewolves, it's the material that will tarnish the fastest. And because wolves are so efficient with the oxygen in their blood and having that tarnish so quickly, that rust will then begin to poison us very fast. It's not dangerous to touch or have against the skin. However, pure werewolves do have a skin sensitivity to it, but the level varies there. In terms of like, if there was a masochistic wolf that wanted to, you know, have a little bit of fun with some of the some of the pain inflicted by silver, probably would be like a collar or a choker with thorns in it. That way when they move too much, there's that pressure from the teeth in there. But that'd be probably the closest thing.
On my end, it's a little difficult, I would say, because I'm a yokai, so there's certain seals I can put on something that'll like cause my demon energy to, like, you know, it'll hurt me. Like, there's certain seals, so I could wear a choker that has a couple strong, like, powerful talismans and powerful seals on it that'll sting or actually like inflict like a burning sensation. So I guess it just depends on if I'm trying to punish myself and have fun while punishing myself. I would wear it. I'm not very masochistic when it comes to that. I do enjoy the biting, but it's never like to the point of true like pain. It's more to excite me. So I'm a sadist, not a masochist. So I don't have.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm a little bit of a switch in that regard. Like,
I think most wolves are.
Yeah, right. So like, I like feeling vulnerable with someone that I trust, namely my husband, because it's like, you know, I want to feel small and weak up against someone who I know won't ever hurt me, but I want him to give off the dominance. But in truth, I'm the more dominant woman because I'm trying to like make him be this dominant person, but I'm still in control of what's happening to have it meet my expectations. And I enjoy hair pulling and biting and whatever, but then there's also like me liking to be the one causing the pain too. It just depends on if I want to be a good girl that day or if I want to be dommy mommy. So
I get you. I totally see where you're coming from with that. Okay. Next question, it's still from VTuber Lilith, is do we have arousal spots in our ears, tail, or neck? Like what is our most sensual parts? Like where's it focused on the most?
So I would say for me, so like the ears are not so sensitive to the point where like if you brush up against something just while doing daily things, you're not going to yelp out in pleasure or pain or whatever, because it'd be super inconvenient, like when you're hunting and you're in the grass and whatever. But when massaged by a partner or a mate or whatever, it certainly helps improve the mood. But the neck is also a very erogenous zone. The tail, not so much for me, but it has its moments, I guess.
In my regard, yes to all the above. My ears are like, again, this human form is new. It's like I'm very sensitive to like touch. My nerve endings are a lot more sensitive because I'm originally just a wolf, not a human. So certain feelings of touch that have moved, it'll hit a little harder than most times. So like my ears are more sensitive. So if you play with my ears, I definitely can be in a nice soft mood. But if you play with them a little certain way, then of course I'm gonna get aroused. Same thing with my tail. If you stroke my tail a certain way, there's a certain shiver that goes down my spine. And then of course biting my neck or even just like breathing on my neck or like kissing my neck or looking at my neck, anything like that is gonna wake some part of me that's just gonna be a little bit more aggressive and passionate than I normally am.
Yeah, I hear
you. The next one is this is the last question we have. Then the last not safe for work question is,
I have one as well afterward.
Perfect. This one is, can you crush watermelons with your thighs? And that's from Ikigai Akuma again. Shout out to him.
So it has to be a ripe watermelon and it cannot be a massive watermelon. I can do like small to medium size, but yes, the answer is yes. So that is a thing that I can do. I had a couple of other questions. I think there were two more.
Please.
That I really wanted to answer. Hold on just a second. Let me find who this one was from. Maybe a little bit higher. I believe it was someone in one of your chats at some point. Let me check this one. So the question essentially was, is there like a catnip equivalent to werewolves? Like anything that is really appealing food-wise. Alba or Kit?
VTuber Lilith is her at, or is their at, so like that's why I wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't see an at on there.
Oh, my bad. I have it on the questions that I had sent you, but it's at the end of all the questions since they asked a good amount of questions. So I was like, oh, okay, so let me just kind of group it all together at the very end. But they asked that question as well. Shout out to Alba. They're amazing. I always enjoy when they come into the stream, and I always enjoy talking to them. But yeah, so the catnip equivalent. Also, you're frozen.
So, oh well, crap. Hold on.
It's all good. It's all good. We're close to the end, guys. Don't worry. If anyone's like,
so the question about, the canine equivalent of catnip is actually anise seed. It's the licorice tasting spice that most
Oh.
people I know hate. But it's also an ingredient in absinthe, and it comes from the carrot and parsley family.
Ooh.
So it's pretty cool. The last question that I received from my good friend Matt, that actually did my first ever fan art. He had asked me right here. He said, "So what are you up to in life now? Are all the shenanigans after all the shenanigans with your parents and stuff? Besides bringing your bright joy to us every stream, of course," which is very sweet of him to say. So the realm where I'm from, I have this beautiful cottage in the woods, which is what my Discord server is kind of based off of, and it's close to camp where my father kind of took over and raised me. And he later told me about my mother. My lore is on my card in my bio, by the way.
Nice.
But really, right now, I'm just in a pretty cottagey style townhome with my husband, and I do druid stuff here in this world as well. So I do make spell bottles, and I make like little potions, which are really like teas and candles and things with intention, really. But it's great all the way around.
Nice. My when it comes to that question, if I turn it back on myself, lore wise, my parents are dead. Sadly.
Rip, I'm sorry.
Rip to mama and papa. They were killed by a stronger demon in the woods that ate them. So funny story, the black and red, my father's is a all red powerful alpha type species wolf, and my mother's also is a all black alpha type species wolf when they had me. So they were like, my mom hid me in a little crevice, and she and my father were both eaten by a stronger beast type demon. And I was actually found by my surrogate father, a vampire who adopted me and raised me as his well, first he named me, and then once he named me, he called me Poppy, and then I gained a human form after that, which he was surprised because I came out as a toddler around 5 years old, and he didn't expect me to be he didn't expect a human form, but he decided to help raise me and train me and, take over the throne, since he technically is part of the council of demon lords, and he's part of the higher council of being a true demon lord. So he was like, all right, it's your time to shine, Papa. You got to start training. And he sent me on my journey. I got stronger, and I inherited his old castle before he went to go retire.
That's crazy. So my lore is, I was born under the eyes of the wolf moon, which is January, and mere weeks after my birth, my mother, before she was married off, she had this lover. His name was Demetrius. Ooh. And he was the son of the alpha of the Montvena werewolf lineage, and they consummated their love the night before she was married off. That way, that was theirs, and nobody could take that from them. And turns out, Mommy Dearest, Alvea, was pregnant with me, and then consummated with the king that she was then married to the next day, the following night. So, perfect timeline. I don't have enough wolf DNA to transform on my own, so I was easily passed off as an elvish baby the whole time. But mere weeks after I was born, some traders came and ended up slaughtering the entire kingdom. It's a very small kingdom, kind of located in a circle of trees, and unfortunately my mother was one of the casualties, and she ended up using her dying breath to call for Seraphine, who is the handmaid that my father left to care for her since he couldn't be near her anymore over the years, and she became the handmaid. And she said, hey, take my baby to Demetrius, find him, and keep her safe no matter what. And unfortunately, on the way there, Seraphine ended up passing away. She was killed by the people who were chasing us,
Oh, no.
and the amulet that I wear is actually her stone. Like, remember me talking about the Canis Spiritus amulet? Whenever I came of age to do my transformation ritual and we went to the Pool of Tears, I actually chose her stone.
Oh,
And that is how my amulet came to be, and I was able to transform.
beautiful. Beautiful. So sad. But that being said, now we're going to end the live soon. We're going to do a quick little thing, and you talked, I don't know if you're comfortable doing this. Again, your voice is still a little harsh. But we talked about you singing on stream.
Let's see. Are we wanting just a brief song?
I see a friend of mine last stream, Ikigai Kuma. Go watch the first episode if you haven't yet, guys. He has a challenge where people will sing a song. You know, I get my guests, and not only do you have to sing the song, not only do you have to sing, it's only 20 seconds, only 30 seconds of a song, but you have to do it in a voice.
I have to do it in a voice? Like, what kind of voice are we talking about?
Oh, that depends on the voice I pick.
Oh, Lord.
So I can pick a character, and you have to sing it in that character, and it can be any voice. It can be like anime, IRL. It can be a celebrity, but and you pick the song though. You pick the song, but I pick the character.
Oh boy. Okay, well, if you get to pick the this one, I have an actual song that I'd like to sing as a closing. So if we can do two, that's cool with me.
Okay, we'll do in order for you to get payback with me, so that way it's fair, I will do one with you. You can pick the character for me, and I'll pick the song, and we'll do it that way. That way it's perfectly fair.
I'm ready.
Okay. So what song are you picking so I can pick the character based off of that?
Oh God. I'm just gonna do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, my guy.
Okay, perfect. Do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and oh, you know what? Since do it in a Meredith from Brave voice.
Merida? Oh God.
Meredith. You know what I mean.
That's hard.
You got this.
I'm fighting for my own hand. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Yay! That was so good. That was so good.
That was really hard.
Dude, you had it. You had it. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
So I'm sure Ikigai would appreciate my attempt at this.
Oh yeah, when he sees this, I gotta tag him when I do the clip for this, because this is gonna be he started this challenge, so I know for a fact he's gonna be like that was he probably will critique it funly as like a just to be a little poking fun, but he's probably gonna love that.
I've never done that before, so go easy on me, Ikigai.
Ikigai-kun.
I can always call him Akuma-kun. Akuma-kun.
Akuma-kun.
Okay, so
Okay.
what voice do you have for me that you would want me to try?
Oh no, you're telling me the song first, sir.
Dang it. Okay, song first will be, I don't know, what's a good song to choose from?
You could do Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I could. I want to give the people a little spicy spice. I want to not be afraid to go above and beyond and give somebody a little tidbit. You know what? Because I was watching it earlier, I will do a song from Encanto.
Yes.
In the voice.
Okay.
So you pick the voice. I'm gonna do. Talk about Bruno. Peter Griffin. Hey, Lois. Okay. Hey, Vader Princess. You're now at the end of the interview, and now we're gonna do karaoke time with my guests. I really do feel like
best as my little toaster oven sounding self can do.
I really do feel like Jimmy Fallon now, because he does this kind of stuff. Okay, let's get the instrumental so the chat can hear the. Okay, karaoke version. Lower the background music. Let me lower this so you guys can hear it perfectly. And we don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno. But it was my wedding day. We're getting ready on a cloud in the sky. But Brian was there. Bruno walks in with a fucking mischievous grin. Wait, are you telling the story, am I, Lois? Bruno says it looked like it was gonna rain. In doing so, he floods my brain with all the fucking thoughts. Married in a hurricane, cause, like Saddam, we don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno. How was that, dude? Is that
that was spot on for sure. Thank you, Vader, for the compliment, by the way.
Yo, Vader. Okay, so we'll switch it up now. That way you get to pick the voice, but I pick the song.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
This is hard.
Since I'm picking the song, you pick the voice first, and then I pick the song.
Okay. Let's do Ariel.
Ariel?
Ariel, Princess Ariel.
Oh, the song.
No, the voice. The voice. I'm gonna make myself sound like Ariel.
Ariel. Okay. Let me try to think of a perfect song for that. Oh, do you know the song? Wait, didn't you pick the song and she? Yeah, no. We switch it up. That way it's more fun. That way we keep it fresh. Fresh vegetables over here, farm to table.
So last time we chose the song and the other person chose the voice. This time we choose the voice and the other person chooses the song.
Keeps it fresh. Farm the table, baby. Anyways, do you know the song? Because I think it'll be kind of cool to hear it, but it's Perfect by Simple Plan, but in Ariel from Little Mermaid's voice.
Maybe? Hold on. That sounds really familiar.
It's that classic emo song, like, and it's not too late, nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Da 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 da.
I don't think my voice is prepared for that song.
I think you got this.
Do you have another one we could try?
I have a softer. You know, I have a softer one. Let's throw it back to like 2010. Let's do Ariel singing Trouble from Never Shot Never.
Oh my God! Hold on.
It's a very indie, like very indie voice. So I don't think it'll be too strenuous.
Hold on. My brain is not registering anything.
I've been there.
Hold on. Because I know this song.
The Trouble?
No, I know this song.
You just have to channel your inner emo kid.
It's been a really long time.
I'm in trouble. I'm an addict. I'm addicted to this girl. She's got her tied up in a knot. And my stomach in a whirl, but even worse, I can't stop calling her. She's all I want and more. I mean, damn, what's not to adore?
So I can do the first part.
Okay. I think that's
Uh,
perfect. That's all we need.
God. Ah!
You got this.
Okay. Part of that world. Hold on. I'm in trouble. I'm an addict. I'm addicted to this girl.
Yo,
I can't do it.
no, that was
My
so.
voice isn't there.
I like. Well, the softness was there. I'll give it. That's a plus. That's a win. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you for that one because that was really good.
Felt my heart tied in a knot and my stomach in a whirl. But even worse, I can't stop calling him. He's all I want and more. I mean, damn, what's not to adore?
Dude, that was. Yo, can we get a big round of applause, guys? That was so awesome. Like, even though you were not feeling
That
like
was rough.
100%, I think that was fantastic. I think that's perfect. That was definitely Ariel singing "Never Shot Never."
I try, man. I try.
Okay, now I have to pick a voice. God dang it. Okay. What can I do? Oh, this will be fun because I have to do a TikTok for it very soon. I'll do Shishomaru from Inuyasha.
Oh boy. Let's see. What song should I have you sing? Can I have you do Misery Business?
I can try. Hold on, I think the stream died out. I think the stream died out again. Did it die out?
Let's find out. It's still going. It's a little glitchy, but it's fine.
Okay. So Misery's Business from Paramore, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Inuyasha. Rin. Okay. How does that song go? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember it. All right.
Just YouTube it.
I know, that's what I'm doing. I gotta do it soft voice. Okay. With a little attitude. That's Saiga. Okay. We'll see how this goes. Wait, hold on.
I believe in you.
Is the stream still up? It says it died on me.
No, it's still up for me.
Can you refresh it for me? Double check.
Yes. Hold on. Wait. I've got an ad playing at the moment.
It's probably my phone. I don't know why my phone's being weird. It says channels offline for me. Double check. Is it my internet that's being this way? Oh my god. This is my Twitch that's fucked up. So I'm still live on Twitch on your end, right?
You're still showing as live for me, yeah. I'm slowly trucking through a ad break.
That's always the worst.
Yeah, we're still live. We're good.
Okay. Is the ad over?
Yeah, it's over. It's still going.
Okay.
The stream's still going.
All right. So this will be it, and then we'll end it up because I don't know what's going on with my phone. I don't know why my phone's being booty, but let's get it. Okay, Shishomaru. Okay. I'm in the business of misery. Let's take it from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass. It's ticking like a clock. It's a matter of time before we all run out. When I thought he was much out of mine, she caught me by the mouth. Oh wait, it ain't long months. She finally set me free. I told him I couldn't lie. He was only one for me. 2 weeks we caught on fire. She got it out from me, but I swear the biggest smile. Right. Whoa, I never meant to brag, but I got her where I want him now. Oh, it was never my intention to brag, to steal you away from the tits I got. This song is so fast to do in that voice. It's, but there you go. That's what I did. I tried it.
You're great. You're fine. You're doing fantastic.
Oh, we'll cut it right there because at least got the chorus in. I always like to get the chorus in. I think that's like the funnest part. So we got the chorus in.
No, you're great.
Perfect. We got it. We got it, everybody. So now
I have a song that I want to sing to say goodbye.
Okay.
If that's okay.
You can pick the voice if you want. This is how we end the stream.
I'm gonna give this one. This is part of who I am as a VTuber.
Perfect. We need to hear this. This is a necessity.
So I'm gonna do my best to hit these notes, but I'm just gonna do the ending bit here.
You got this. You got this. I believe in you.
When winters come and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead as dead I will maybe, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. I'm gonna drop an octave.
Do it.
But I shall hear those soft you tread above me, and all my grave shall warmer, sweeter be.
So relaxing.
And you shall bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.
Woof. Woo. Ah. What a way to end this.
My voice is dead, so I can't do super high stuff, but you know, that's my talent. Ta-da.
Round of applause, chat. Round of applause. I know it keeps freezing Vader. I'm so sorry. But when I finally upload it eventually, when I get the chance to do it, you guys will get to enjoy the full interview. The way I edit it probably will not be as hectic as this was getting it started. But I just want to say
Are you recording at the same time?
Of course, I always record it that way. I can edit it and put it on YouTube, and fix.
That makes sense.
It just works out better that way for me. That being said, thank you so much, Leyuna.
I have a really hard time trying to clip. Of course.
I know. I think
had a great time.
We all have a hard time clipping. Are you trying to show off your thighs? Is that why you're standing up, just to show off the thighs?
Oh no, I'm just straightening up a little bit. Sorry.
I was like, is she trying to do
bad posture?
She's like little thigh peeking, guys. Just little thigh peek.
Yeah, I'll do a thigh reveal here.
Whoa, there it is, y'all. Thick thigh save
Merry
lives.
Christmas. Happy birthday.
Joke's on you. I'm an ass man.
Here's the rune.
Oh yeah.
Here's the runes on my corset.
Yeah. Oh wow.
This beautiful outfit was made by Mellow Klutz, and they are absolutely spectacular, and I just love them so much. And you can see all my tattoos and such.
Shout out to Mellow Klutz.
I've got, oh, my hair is messed up. Go back. Oh, it's so broken.
It's okay. It's okay. You're showing it off.
Anyway,
we love it. We love it. We all love it. It's amazing. We love thick thighs here. If you don't, then this isn't the room for you.
Anyway, I've had a lot of fun. This was great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming out. I mean, I know it was kind of like at first I felt like you were very apprehensive when I first approached you with it. You're like, who is this person? Oh, it's you. Wait, you want to interview me on a podcast?
I'm unfortunately not very trusting because people have done stuff to purposefully embarrass me. But the toes slowly in the water. Let's see if there's any piranhas in there.
Okay. Well, hopefully, and if anybody else has a podcast.
But no, this was a great experience, and I'm glad.
Thank you. Hopefully, if anybody else does a podcast, please go follow Leyuna at Leyuna Lightwind over on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok as well. You are such an amazing guest, so fun, so full of life. I enjoy hanging out with you and talking with you. Hopefully soon we can collab again. I don't know, play something like Uno or something like that.
Yeah, that would be great. I would absolutely love that so much.
Of course. I can't wait. And you have another collab, right? Later today?
I should have one later today, and if I can't do it today, I'll be doing it tomorrow. Just because I would like to eat my dinner.
Same. My Friday streams are only going to be interviews. It's my gift to myself.
Yeah, it's great, and I love that you're getting the opportunity to meet new people. It's been a lot of fun, really.
Thank you so much. I have a hard time at it times, but it's so fun.
You
I
make a great VTuber, Jimmy Fallon.
Thank you. And that's how I'm gonna leave the world of the VTuber world. VTubing Jimmy Fallon. It's gonna be fun.
Yokai Fallon.
Yokai Fallon, let's go! Put that in the hashtag. Okay, Leyuna, any last words to say? Anybody? Any last words to say? Go watch her stream.
Please come watch my stream. I would love to have some extra friends to snuggle up by the fire with and drink tea and coffee and sit out in the garden. Stay true to yourself. Fight for what you believe in. Self-care is important. Tell everyone that you're close to that you love them, and always allow the wind to guide you home.
That sounds beautiful. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.